Wallace, and I've got a, get the date, 2009 Jayco pop top, 16'6". Yeah, we bought it brand new at the Maitland show, and yeah, we've had real good run and success with it. In the late 70s, we used to hire caravans, and we'd go from here up to Port Stephens because the kids were only small then. And then in 1981, really there wasn't a lot of caravans around then, like different brands like there is now. But in 1981 we bought a Viking up, 16-foot pop top, and we had that for 16 years. And then Elaine got sick of caravanning because we went to the one spot each year when I was on holidays, which was in the winter, and I was happy surfing, but she was left in the caravan knitting, so she said, I'm sick of caravanning, and we sold it. And then we got back into it again 5 years ago. We bought a camper first from Jayco in Newcastle, and we were happy with that, but the only thing with the camper is a lot of setting up, and if it's wet, they've got a bit of a downside there, you know, that you've got to make sure everything's dry before you fold it away or cover it with plastic or something. So we went back to the pop top, and yeah, we're more than happy with the pop top caravan. It's easy to tow, lower profile, and yeah, very economical really. Yeah, well, we've been to several caravan shows, and we didn't go with the idea of buying a caravan. We already had the camper. We went to the Maitland show and we were looking around at all the caravans, and really I suppose it was the way that they had their setup at Maitland, Jayco. They had a really good setup in one of the pavilions, and this model caravan was sort of a show special. You got extra things in it for the price, and it was quite reasonably priced, and we both walked inside of it and went, wow, you know, this is what we want. So I think a lot of people probably buy that way. You go in and you either like it or you don't like it, and yeah, we really liked it, so we traded our other one with them, which we got a good trade-in price. Jeff Kozlowski, is it, or something? Jeff, anyway. I bought 2 vans off Jeff actually, and yeah, he's a good guy. He's certainly not a pressure salesman. He's a laid-back sort of a guy, and yeah, so we were quite happy to buy a second time from him. Yeah, I think he found out probably when we were first buying the camper that we did know a bit about caravanning. It wasn't as if we were just coming into it new. I mean, things had changed on the new vans compared to the old vans, but I mean, not a lot. And he's the sort of guy, he'll check you out, and if you know what you're sort of, he gets the feeling you know what you're talking about. Well, he doesn't push in that. If I compared him to, say, a car salesman where you go to buy another car, and I've been in that situation where you'll ask somebody, look, I only want a price, I want a changeover price on the car, but they've got to go through all the spool time and time again, and I've got to say that, you know, myself, I get cranky with that, because all I want to know is what it's going to cost me. I've already investigated the car or whatever it is to know what it's got and does it suit my needs, but they're not like that down there. They're Jayco in Newcastle are really, from what I've seen, and I've spent a bit of time down there, they're sort of, they're there if you need them, but they're not all over the top of you. And I think that's good, and I think a lot of people would appreciate that. No problem, they just ask you what's wrong, and then they can't do enough to help you. I've had things repaired even out of warranty. I mean, my van that I've got now will be 4-year-old next month, yeah. And I think the only thing's gone wrong with it, the mixer tap that's over the sink. When I bought it brand new, we took the van from here straight to Coffs Harbour, and when we connected the water up, the mixer tap leaked from the soil up through the centre, and we got onto Watson's up there. They brought a new one out and put it in. Would you believe that one leaked exactly the same? So they were back the next day and put another one in, and that was just from a call back to Newcastle, and they organised everything straight away. And you know, I went down and spoke to them down there, and they said, you know, have you got it? I said, yeah, I can pull it out. Took it in, and they replaced it. So I mean, that's 3 years. So you couldn't fault it. And the only other thing is the guard over the front window on the van, which is plastic. It went yellow, and evidently there must have been a batch that come out that were something to do with the plastic. Anyway, I went down and I seen Damien and spoke to him about it, and he said, oh, get a photo of it for us, drop it in, give us your chassis number. About 3 or 4 weeks later, he rang to say that there was a new one there and go and get it fitted. Again, 3 years old. But I mean, the van's kept down the back in the shed, and even in the shed I've got a cover over it, so the only time it's out in the weather is when we're travelling. But you know, last year we done 3.5 months to Darwin and across the top, and we've been to South Australia with it twice, all down around Victoria, and we're going up near Cairns again in about 4 weeks' time. We'll be up there for a couple of months. They certainly go and have a talk to them and get a price off them. You know, I can only speak of what I've found down there, and their service is excellent. They're, you know, right up until you get the van, they keep in touch with you, and once you've got the van, anything at all, you've only got to ring, and yeah, they can't do enough for you really.